And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Ripple Rush. What is Ripple Rush, you might ask? Well, let me read you the basket at the end of the game. Rush your way to victory with all sorts of crazy combos. Ooh, that sounds exciting, which is good, because the name and the box aren't inspiring me. This is what we call a roll and write. Well, in this case, you don't roll, even though the front of the box definitely gives you the impression that you are. This is a flip and write game where you flip a card, and then you write that number on your sheet. Let's look at it. In this game, you're going to play with 20 cards per player. So there's a lot of cards that are in the game. You're going to remove some if you're playing with less than 5 players, which is the max count for the game. Each player is going to get a sheet that looks like this, showing columns of triangles, circles, hexagons, and squares. At the beginning of each round, each player is going to get dealt a card. So here we have 22. Well, I know there's 4 colors, and the numbers go from 1 to 25. There's only one of each number. I need to write this 22 in my grid somewhere. So I can write it in the bottom. I can write it all the way at the very bottom, but I'll write it in the second last place. All right, so let's draw the next card here, a 21. I'm going to do the same thing and write it in that red triangle there. Now here I have a 9. So, I'll put the 9 up here. Then I have the 14. I'll put the 14 there in the blue circle. The 13, well, I'm going to put that right above the blue 14. A 25, oh, it was nice of me to put that one down there. A 10, man, I'm doing some pretty lucky things here. 18, put the 18 here. 22, I'll put that one over there. 7 of green, that goes up here. 1 of blue, well, that obviously goes in the very top. A 19 of green. Now you'll see there's nowhere for me to put the 19 of green because I have to put them in ascending order. So the 19 could only go after the 18 and before the 22, and I didn't leave a space there. So when you have a card like this, if you're playing a multiplayer card, you announce this and you give this, and everyone else can use this card. So at the beginning of the game, everyone's going to be able to use their cards. But as the game goes by, you're not going to be, but you might be able to use the numbers from somebody else. Here's a 10 red. I'll put that here. A 17 green. Well, that one fit in there very nicely. A 9 blue. So I'll put that here. But if I get any more small blues, I'm in trouble. A 20 yellow. Put that one right there. A 21 yellow. Well, go figure. So again, I can't use that one, giving it to the other players. A 15 blue, I'll put that one there. A 19 yellow, so that one's going to go there. And a 14 yellow. Now in this case, I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to put a 14 yellow here. I finished this whole row, so whenever you finish a row, it will give you a bonus. So here, by finishing this row, I can put something in any spot here on the board. So maybe I can put like a 16 yellow there. This one lets you put in any green, any blue, any red. This lets you put a 15 anywhere, a 20 anywhere, a 5 anywhere, or a 10 anywhere. So the more rows you finish, the more spots you'll be able to finish on the board. At the end of the game, you're going to score points equal to the longest sequential numbers you have in each column. So for example, I have 1 red here and 1 red there, so I get 1 for red. Blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for blue. Green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 plus 7 plus 5 plus 1 is 18. So that's what my final score is. You can also play with some of these cards here. These are bonus cards. They'll show you a row, and if you happen to fill that row in, you'll get 3 bonus points. And that's how you play. Okay, well, the components for this game are very, very generic. You have your pad of paper here, which is double-sided, and that's fine. I like the fact that the cards, even though they're really poor, boring quality, the different colors and shapes, so that's easy to differentiate them. However, on these cards themselves, There's no dots after the 9s and 6s. So if you draw this, and the cards are definitely going to get mixed up, you're going to draw this. Is this a 9 or a 6? Now you can say, well, obviously you look at the shadow, but if you quick draw it, it's just not so simple. So this is the 9 or the 6. Which way is the shadow? The triangle is the only one I know for sure because the triangle has the point at the top. So that one's pretty simple. So you're like, oh, so the shadow's on the top left corner. A dot after the number would have been a really easy fix. And you say, Tom, you're complaining about something minute. First of all, this came up in every game. It was complained about by every person. And literally, this is all the game is. It's phenomenally weird to me that this was missed somehow, that no one complained about it. And then the font and stuff, it's okay, right? This is, I mean, all the way from the cover, which is the very definition of a generic roll and write cover with a generic roll and write name. Yeah, I'm not a real big fan of the components here. Okay, so the components, I complained there a bit about the components of this game and how the cards with the 6s and stuff. And I just have this general dissatisfaction with Ripple Rush because of that, because of the genericness of it. A roll and write, in my opinion, needs to stand out. This one looks like it was conceived, thought of, designed, published in a matter of 2 weeks. That's what it feels like. There are so many of these roll and write, flip and write games out there, many of them designed and published by the same company, that this one, if I saw it on the shelf, I don't know what's different about it. I don't know what's unique about it. And so it's an okay game to play. I don't dislike it. There's some extreme luck in it. The problem I have with this game is I wish it was like a bingo-esque game in a sense, because each player gets their own cards. And so literally, one person can just get a better selection than the others. I played this solo, which, by the way, the solo of this is no good at all. You're just trying to get a better score. Since you get random varieties of 20 cards, who knows what your score is going to be. And by the way, scoring in this game, boring also. But I might just get everything to line up. And I played solo games of this where I've never lost a card. And then I played solo games of this, so you saw the one there where I messed up a few, but usually you just don't mess up that many cards. So the game is about the rush, right? The hook on this is to fill a row with numbers so that you can then put that number somewhere else, which might then combo go somewhere else. First of all, you have to have a decent amount of numbers out to do that. Just think, for example, to do a combo of 3 rows. So number here, number here, number here. You're going to need 9 numbers out already. So you're only doing 20 cards over the course of the game. So any comboing that will happen at the end. You can set combos up by deliberately writing numbers in the same rows as others at the detriment of then not being able to use cards from that you draw by deliberately putting numbers in probably not the optimal range that they fit. And I just don't see what the point of that is. It just doesn't work, that combo part of the game. At the same time I played this, I played it with my kids. It was fine. Everyone got it. We played it. And it wasn't asked about again. It's something that's like, oh, that was interesting, and it faded away. One where everyone got the same number and you had to put them on your sheets and stuff. I think that might be a little more interesting to me, where there's a bingo, the calling out of it. The fact that everyone gets different cards is problematic, and the fact that there's nothing that really makes it stand out is problematic. Now, this is sounding like a pretty harsh review, and I don't mean it to be. It's just that this game almost seems to revel in its mediocrity. It's just there. If you said, Tom, you have to play Ripple Rush, I'd be like, yeah, okay, and I would play it. But I'm pretty sure that in a year when I do my look back, I'm going to look at this and go, wow, I don't remember how that game worked. I don't remember how, and I'll have to go back and look at it again because it's just that, in today's day and age, it's just not worth it. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Dice Tower Judgment, it's okay, but forgettable.